on, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, cats and dogs? The 2024 Royal Rumble is in the books, and while it normally lays out a nice roadmap to WrestleMania, this year we got a monkey wrench thrown in, maybe two, but nonetheless, the Royal Rumble, it showed us some great stuff. We saw Bayley victorious in the Women's Rumble. We saw Cody going back-to-back. First time anybody's done that in 20 years, and this Royal Rumble was so much fun. One of those monkey wrenches thrown in is, unfortunately, CM Punk tearing his right tricep in the match. And then also the next night on Raw, an injured Seth Rollins, World Heavyweight Champion, does challenge Cody Rhodes. So it was pretty much predetermined that Cody Rhodes was going to be challenging Roman Reigns for a championship match at WrestleMania. But if we don't get Cody versus Roman, does that free up a spot for Roman Reigns versus The Rock? Regardless of who is going to be main eventing what night of WrestleMania, we do have to talk about Elimination Chamber. Very first match I want to talk about is going to be the Women's Elimination Chamber itself. I see them putting Liv Morgan, Naomi, Zoe Stark, Shotzi, of course Becky, and an NXT call-up of Tiffany Stratton. I do see that the all-stars of this match will probably be between Stratton and Naomi. I might see a nice spot from Shotzi, but ultimately I'm going to go ahead and say that Becky Lynch will go ahead and win and move on to WrestleMania. Next match is one that I'm just kind of predicting here. I'd like to see a six-man grudge match with Kevin Owens teaming up with Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams taking on Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and Australia's own Grayson Waller. We did see the team of Austin Theory and Waller kind of get involved with Hayes and Williams on SmackDown. And I think throwing Waller in there, giving him a nice hometown pop, and then also having the heels go over in this case would be a good spot. Especially with Kevin Owens, a rumor of him working lately with a broken foot. Now keep in mind, I am recording this before SmackDown on February 2nd. We haven't gotten the official decision from Bayley and who she's going to challenge for WrestleMania. I do think it's going to eventually be Io Sky. I do think that Damage Control, they are going to end up turning on Bayley. We've seen over the last month or two her kind of being at odds with Damage Control, them just really not being on the same page, and there's just been a little bit of shadiness going on between Damage Control. So I can see them eventually maybe beating her down, kind of taking her out for about a week or two. And then, of all people, probably making the save would be Bianca Belair. I really think she's a good person to kind of plug in at this point into a women's championship match. So I do see Bianca challenging Io in the, or not in the actual Elimination Chamber, but at Elimination Chamber for the title. I do end up seeing the Kabuki Warriors and possibly Dakota Kai coming in and causing a DQ, beating down Bianca. And of all people, who would make the save? But Jade Cargill. We saw a great interaction with them at the Royal Rumble, and I think they would totally clean house in this situation. And I believe this would also set up a really cool and fun match for WrestleMania with Jade and Bianca taking on the Kabuki Warriors for the women's tag team titles. I think it's good to keep Jade safe in a tag team match. Also feature her with Bianca. We saw that cool spot of them doing the double gorilla press in the Rumble, and I think fans would really love to see it. Next match is a grudge match that I think that just really needs to happen. It's just going to be AJ Styles taking on LA Knight. We've seen these two at odds in the last few weeks, especially leading up to the Rumble. They had the triple threat match with Randy Orton, and then they also had the Fatal 4-Way with Roman, but these two have really been at odds, and I really like to see them go ahead and just finally just get it over with. I think that LA Knight would be the best case scenario to get the win here, and possibly move on to a mid-card title, possibly the U.S. title at WrestleMania. This next match I'm throwing out there would be between Braun Breaker and Andrade. Now, they did recently show that Andrade recently signed with Raw on Monday Night Raw. In that same segment, Nick Aldis did say that Braun Breaker was on the phone with him. Would love to see a nice match between these two. I think it would be cool to see Andrade get the win here, just because Braun looks so strong during the Rumble. It would be that nice veteran win over the quote-unquote rookie. Next match I see here is for the Undisputed Tag Team titles. It's going to be the Judgment Day team of Damian Priest and Finn Balor taking on DIY. Nothing crazy in this one. I just know that we're going to get an awesome banger of a match, and I would love to see the Judgment Day go over. Coming up now on the men's Elimination Chamber, I like to see Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, Randy Orton, Dominic Mysterio, and Australia's own Bronson Reed in here. This is going to be controversial, but I really think that Dominic Mysterio should win this. I'd like to see Drew just come that close and be eliminated by Orton or maybe by Zayn, and then somehow Dominic gets the roll-up win. I just can see the crowd going insane and the boos that he would get. And then also you kind of play into Jimmy Uso somehow getting involved, maybe sneaking into the Elimination Chamber after somebody gets eliminated to take out Jay, so we could build to that match as well. But Dominic versus Seth Rollins or anybody for a title at WrestleMania, it can really be intriguing just because he has so much heat. And then we move on to what I think should be the main event of the show, and that should be the WWE Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley defending against Nia Jax. They did build this up on Raw, Rhea being the hometown girl, literally being the poster girl for the show. Would love to see them main event, love to see Rhea go over. It'd just be a nice feel-good story. People are really cheering her more than they're booing her. So who knows, maybe this means a face turn for Rhea or for the Judgment Day itself, but really feel that Rhea and Nia should main event this show. And those are my predictions for Elimination Chamber 2024. We are definitely on the road to WrestleMania. And guys, if you do like what you hear, be sure to subscribe right here on TikTok, on YouTube. I'm really excited. I do have a podcast coming out called The Alter Ego. We're going to be talking about pro wrestling and everything in between. And I do appreciate everything that you guys do on this channel. Love you so much, and I will see you on the next one.